back to yet another episode of the Everyday Joy podcast. I'm your host, Ash Owen, and I am so excited to find moments of joy with you today. I cannot wait for you to listen to today's episode. So why don't you get your coffee, get your tea, get your notebook or your iPhone or whatever it is that you're going to use to take notes and get ready to unpack the Word of God.
Philippians 4:8. Finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about these things.
Luce, it has been so nice to have you on the Everyday Joy podcast.
I've loved it.
Luce, it's so nice to get to hear. You know, we were kind of laughing about it earlier, but in radio, you kind of get a max of like a 4-minute break, maybe.
4-minute breaks, and then you're out into a song.
Exactly. So it's so nice to get to hear a bit more of your story and get to just hear your heart for all of these things.
Yeah, it's nice to sit opposite you as opposed to my co-host Kel, who's also my husband.
I know. That's so fun. Now, Luce, we're looking at Philippians 4 verse 8. You know, this verse talks about thinking, dwelling on, remembering things that are good.
Yeah.
You know, not reflecting, not sitting in things that are, you know, in this version here, in the Message version, it says, don't think about the worst, think about the beautiful and not the ugly. Yeah. You know, it's this thing of such a choice sometimes to meditate and to think and to fill our minds with these good things.
Because it's all the time it's a choice. 100% of the time it's a choice, right?
Yeah. And it's not what's handed to us. These good things, often we have to search for.
Yeah.
It's very rare in this day and age. Everything good will be handed to us on a platter.
That's right. And I tell you what, you and I work under the banner of Positive Media, which has obviously podcasts. It has 89.9 The Light, and the radio station arm that I work under. The tagline for the station is always positive and uplifting. And that is the brand promise of the station. So you listen to the radio, all the hosts are talking about things that are positive and uplifting. Now, it doesn't mean we're just sugarcoating the world at all, but it just means we come from that belief about thinking about things that is good and right and true and noble. And I have to tell you, I have been here for 16 years and I feel like I have been immersed into positivity by force for 16 years because, and I think that's not a natural thing, right? Like you normally would have a normal job where you get to choose what your what your outlook is. But I have been in this role for 16 years where every day my role here is to be positive and uplifting. And I've got to say, I feel like that has shaped my character. That is one of my favorite things about having worked here. It has forced me to live this verse. Even on the times I did not want to be positive and uplifting, even on the times I want to be negative, I want to be moody and grumpy, I can't. And because I've been here doing this for 16 years, I've now become inherently a really positive person.
Yeah.
And I see the good in everything because my job has made me do that. I've had to meditate on everything that is true and right and noble. It has become a habit. Yeah. And that's how come I know it can become a habit for everyone. If you choose, like we said, it's a choice to only meditate on things that are good. Yeah. When you start having a conversation with someone and they start wanting to have a gripe or a whinge about someone, that you shut it down and you go, hey, either you call them out or you just go, I've actually got to go. You choose not to spend your time whinging about people, to distance yourself from those. When people, when people just want to bring you down to their level, you go, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to waste my time. If there's someone really toxic in your life, and this is a tricky one, a bigger conversation, but you know that your time is so precious on this earth. Are you going to spend time in a really unhealthy relationship, or are you going to put some boundaries in place to distance yourself, to make sure that whatever you are doing is noble, is true, is right, is beautiful, is positive. And I tell you one other thing, I know it's like I'm preaching now, but I'm passionate about this because I'm a mum and I've got a 9-year-old daughter, and all she does is see me and watches me for better or for worse. And especially as women, we can be so negative to ourselves without even realizing it, or with realizing it, and our kids are watching. And you and I have been talking about this a bit, especially behind the scenes, about women and our bodies. And we can say things in passing that our little ones are hearing, and all we're doing is giving them our problems that they'll be dealing with in the next decade. We don't meditate and look at our bodies and go, wow, look at this amazing machine. Look at it getting up. Looking at going into work. Look at it just being an incredible advocate for people. Look at it laughing. Look at it swimming. Oh my gosh, look at this body eating a big bucket of Kentucky. Doesn't matter. Having fun. Look at this body that goes to the gym. Sometimes doesn't go to the gym. Look at this body that goes to church. Look at these tiger stripes because I've given birth to all these children. Look at these I'm going to just say it, these saggy boobs because they've breastfed children. Look at this amazing machine. Look at this hair that is grey because I'm 70 and I've lived such a blessed life and I'm 70 and I'm still here. Look at all these amazing things. We don't do that. We go, oh, look at this love handle. Oh, I look fat. Look at my big bum. And then our kids hear us say things like that. They are sponges and they hear it all. And we don't meditate on what is true and good and noble and right and beautiful enough. We don't do it. Imagine if we did that, and that's what our kids soaked up. They just watch us, especially as women, being so hard on ourselves. And then they inherently go, well, maybe I should be hard on myself too.
It's so easy for our minds to go there, right?
So
like
easy.
it is so
It's
easy
easier than to be positive.
for our first
100%.
thought to be like when you look in the mirror, right? We are looking for faults 9 out of 10 times, which is the craziest thing. Like, and I kind of only realize that as I say this now, I don't look in the mirror to go, wow, you look beautiful.
Me either.
I look in the mirror to go, what is wrong with your outfit? What is wrong with your makeup? What is wrong with your face? What is wrong with your hair? Which I honestly didn't even realize until I said it just then. But that's what I do.
And when we get dressed, and can I just say, I know I did that big preachy bit. I need you to know I struggle with this. I have not nailed this. I want to nail this. I've learned how to watch myself in front of my daughter, but I have not learned to fully look at myself and love myself and see the incredible being that God has created. Yet you're right. You look in the mirror and you go, my hair looks silly. My eyebrows look silly. I don't like my eye makeup. Oh, there's a wrinkle. Even when you put on an outfit, I look stupid in that. Like, we don't ever stop and look in the mirror and go, look at you, beautiful woman of God. Well done, you.
If we can learn that, God has created us not to look perfect. He's created us to be an incredible parent, friend, wife, husband. If we can focus on those things, and if I'm totally honest, in my walk, and like same as you, I'm not perfect. I have mornings where I wake up and I really struggle. But the thing that has helped me the most is actually focusing more on who I am than what I look like.
100%.
But there's this post and it makes me nearly cry every time I see it. And it's videos of elderly women going, like it's just photos of their skin, photos of their wrinkles, photos of their eyes, photos of their eyelashes. And it's this, I think the text says something like, when I was 25 or whatever it was, I didn't swim at the beach because I felt conscious.
I know, right?
And how often have we done that?
All the time.
How often have we not taken an opportunity? How often have we, I know for myself, I've been through seasons where it was so bad that like, it made me emotional thinking about it.
That's okay.
But I've had moments where I don't want to look people in the eyes because I go, if they look at me, if they see my face, if they actually focus on my physical appearance, like I'm so insecure that they're going to see all my faults and they're going to be judging me the whole time, which is so not true.
It's not true.
And that's what this verse is saying. We have in our minds this idea that we focus on all these things when in fact the person you're speaking to is thinking, wow, what a great thought.
That's right.
Wow, like that's so cool.
Or they're thinking about themselves.
Totally.
They're panicking about themselves, and then we're saying they're panicking about ourselves, and it's such a waste of our life. This precious life we have. And I woke up last night to my husband and I said out of the blue, I was like, life is so short. And he's like, what? And I said, life is so short. And he's like, oh, Lucy, it's very late. This is a big conversation. I said, no, but life is really, really, really short and it's really precious. We have such a limited time on this planet. Let's spend it doing things like this verse, thinking on things that are beautiful ourselves, true and noble and worthy. Like, I don't want to waste my limited time on earth thinking crappy thoughts about myself or other people. My sister has nailed this. She's my hero. She never speaks a negative word out over her body, ever. She looks in the mirror. She tells herself that that she is beautiful, that she is loved, that she is whole, that she is worthy. And you know what? She believes it. And you know what? She radiates, and people meet her and they are drawn to something in her. And it's because she does this verse. She meditates on things that are only ever good and true, and it fills up her body, and she radiates like no one I've ever met. And the other day I think I said something about my body, and she stopped me and she said, stop talking to your body like that, Lucy, stop it. And I was like, and I was right, and I thought I'm going to start speaking kindness to my body. I'm going to look in the mirror and speak kindly to myself. I'm going to congratulate myself at the end of the day for getting through a tough day. And I know there's a statistic, I wish I'd googled it beforehand, about how many negative thoughts a human has per day as opposed to a positive, and it's wild. It is so out of balance, but we can fix this again if we're intentional. And I think it can absolutely revolutionize our whole lives. It's so true. It is such a good reminder that we are created with such a perfect plan. And you know, I think anyone listening today, it is not an accident that you were created the way you were created. It is not an accident that you don't look like your friends, that you don't look the same as your family. There is a reason and a purpose for you being exactly the way you are. And when we learn to dwell on those good things, there is such a freedom, because we know that there is nothing that can change our mind, because we know who created us. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Everyday Joy podcast. I cannot wait to unpack even more of the Word of God with you tomorrow. But why don't you share this episode with a friend? Why don't you encourage someone? Why don't you share it to your Instagram? We want more and more people to find out about our everyday joy, which is Jesus, which is this podcast, which is all of the incredible people that we get to chat to every day over on the Everyday Joy Facebook community group, over on the Everyday Joy pod Instagram. There are so many ways to get connected and be a part of this incredible community. Until tomorrow, I hope you're able to find moments of joy today.